Good morning, and welcome to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC, and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you to Talk of the Town for this Friday, January 15th. My name is Gary Stevens. Coming up today, we'll have some open line following the 10 o'clock news through the 11 o'clock news. And keep in mind as well that normally on this third Friday of the month in our 10:30 segment, we would normally have Bob Janetsky, the Allegan County clerk, join us, but Bob has been asked for a different day, so we'll have him on next week. But we will be open line, Patty Vandenberg, less than an hour with what's new around Howland. But in our first half hour, we call her the phone lady as she chats with us about some telecommunications matters. She is Ruth Gaudard with AT&T from the state office in Lansing, joining us this morning. Ruth, good morning and welcome back and Happy New Year.
Good morning. Same to you. New year, same issues.
It is to a certain extent, but if you have a question about phone service, telecommunications, even though Ruth is with AT&T, she's pretty fair about sizing up the entire market and being balanced in terms of observations. She'll be happy to take your call at 395-1450, 395-1450. Let's wade into a sloppy topic, okay?
Way to start out the new year, Gary.
It's called TV rights. Please contact your provider saying, I want my Fox Sports Detroit, or I want my Wood TV, or I want my this, or I want my that. Dish Network has had problems. I know AT&T/Uverse/ DirecTV has had its problems. Some cable services have had their problems. Yep. It doesn't seem like it's going to go away anytime soon.
Well, and I think that's a reflection on how people's viewing choices are changing as far as streaming services, etc. And that cuts into the number of people that are subscribing to Dish or DirecTV or Uverse or Comcast or Charter, any of them. But these content providers, the station owners, the Wood TV station owner, still want to be, people need to understand, you sign up, you get these channels, your provider like Dish or DirecTV pays those station owners a certain amount per subscriber. And when there's fewer subscribers, there's less money to go around. The station owners still want a certain amount. And so the providers feel that, with fewer people watching, they really can't afford to pay that amount. So you get into some negotiations, and sometimes they go well, and sometimes it takes a while. This isn't new. This has been a problem, I know, for at least the last 10 years. They get resolved. Sometimes they take a while. And it is what it is. No provider is immune from this.
395-1450. Let's get to a phone call, and let's not get to a phone call. 395-1450. If you have a question for the phone lady, Ruth Gaudard, she'll be happy to take it at 395-1450. Because providers, not providers, but, when I say providers, the cables, the satellites, they want to make sure that they are providing the best value for their customers. They don't want to have to feel as if they have to pass on every rate hike that they get from the content providers. We'll just pass it on to the consumer. That's not going to happen because, as you mentioned, there are other alternatives. So it behooves them to try to keep the rates as low as possible. But when they get, this pressure and these providers saying we want X amount let's say, for example, $6 per subscriber, even if the subscriber is not even watching that channel or that group, that becomes a problem.
It does. And that's where the walls are built, and both sides hit the wall. And it takes a lot of, there's data to back up the provider's stance. I'm sure there is data to back up the station owners' stances. And, it comes down to, at some point, consumers are going to be charged. Maybe not this year, maybe they're locked into a rate. Eventually, as these station owners demand more money, the providers can't eat it forever. They will pass it on. And then that will cause subscribers to drop. And we'll be back in the same thing once that carriage contract expires.
Therefore, it becomes a new venue that this conflict might be moving from the cable/satellite to the internet
To the
streaming. And
Right.
I have a funny feeling we're already seeing it already. Fox Sports, I'll name names. Fox Sports Detroit sent a tweet out before the Red Wings season opener last night, and I forgot which streaming services they're not playing ball with right now, saying switch your streaming services so you can be able to get Fox Sports Detroit. So this conflict is going to be moving from one battlefield to a new battlefield.
Right. It's just different weaponry, if you will. It's going to continue to be a problem. I guess, I think back to 50 years ago when all you had was your local channels and an antenna on your roof. And we've gotten very spoiled, and the satellite companies, the cable companies, they've kind of spoiled people, and we've gotten used to having hundreds of channels at our disposal. And for a while, rates were, I would say, probably artificially low to get people to sign up. And as the realities hit, then prices had to be raised, subscriber numbers went down. And streaming came into the world, and that's great. And some of those rates are extremely good, but eventually it will catch up over there too. And a lot of these streaming companies, remember, are also providing their own content. They're making their own shows, and that's got to be paid for too.
All right. By the way, if you have a question for Ruth Gaudard, she'll take it at 395-1450, 395-1450. I'm not going to, this is not trying to flatter you or flatter AT&T, but I will say this: AT&T has been very agile, very flexible about the changing marketplace, from first landlines to get into the field with with cellular and cellular services, getting into internet providers, getting involved with satellites in the deal with DirecTV to be a part of that field. And it just seems as if AT&T has been very flexible in that regard.
I think any company has to if they want to survive.
Right. My thinking is, considering that the streaming services seems to be now the new thing for many of the providers, we're seeing the major networks have their own streaming platforms, be it Disney Plus, be it Peacock, that's the NBC. Do you get a sense that AT&T might be wading its toes into this particular field?
Well, we have HBO Max, which is streaming. And, actually, you can, and many have already made the switch. A lot of the Uverse is now, we used to have DirecTV Now, which was streaming, and now it's called AT&T TV Now. We have HBO Max. All of that is streamed. And, again, HBO Max has some of its original content, of course, because of Warner Studios. But I mean, we also, and it costs money for that. We have the rights to Friends, the sitcom Friends. That is hugely popular. And now it's on HBO Max. You can go there and pick any episode you want to watch at any time of day. There are some distinct advantages in the streaming world. It's on your schedule. We all thought it was great when you could DVR something because you weren't going to be home to watch it or whatever. Well, this is like one step better. You don't even have to DVR it and remember to do that. You can just say, oh, I want to watch this right now. Technology, we've talked about this, as it evolves, everything changes. And I mean, just like Warner Studios announced in December that this year, new theatrical releases would be sent to HBO Max the same day that they hit the movie theaters. This was because so many movie theaters are closed, and if they are open, there's capacity restrictions, and some people just aren't comfortable yet and won't be for a long time going into a crowded movie theater. There was a lot of pushback on that, but it makes sense. We want eyes on these films. So where do we have to go to do that? Streaming, and again, if it's streamed, you don't have to say, well, the movie is at 7:30 on Friday night. No, it can be at 9 o'clock Saturday morning. It could be at midnight Friday night if that's when you can watch it.
395-1450 if you have a question for the phone lady, Ruth Goddard. She is with AT&T. 395-1450 was while you were talking, I was trying to get some little more of the latest information. I don't have it in front of me. It's the toy show in I call it the toy show in Vegas, the Consumer Electronics Show,
right?
Or
right.
Now the hipsters say CES. Yeah. Anyway, I think they had to change it, Ruth, because it's Consumer Electronics Show, but consumers weren't allowed to get in.
Well, yeah, it's like, we're going to show all these things people can buy, but we're not going to show them to the people yet.
Yeah.
But actually it's a good opportunity for the industry to show off their latest and also gauge what is the competition doing. And they can make some adjustments based on what they see there. So,
yeah.
And that's obviously going to look very different this year because of the pandemic. So yeah, it's an exciting event. Of course, we are always there. And some companies and arms of other industries that you would not expect to see there. But I mean, and it's not just the wireless and the streaming and the cable, everything. I mean, you're talking home security. As wireless and 5G continue to evolve, you've got the Internet of Things that can connect your entire house. You've got your security systems and that you can access remotely. I mean, we saw the advent of Ring doorbell and all those kinds of things. You can control your thermostat. So, I mean, this is only going to get, it's only going to permeate our lives more.
You got that.
And having been someone who was in email jail, and I need to apologize to any listeners that may have been trying to reach me, my company phone was I was completely locked out of it for about 2.5 weeks, since right around Christmas. I finally got it so I can receive text messages and phone calls yesterday. I still have some more work to do. I'm waiting to hear back from Apple so that I can restore my email and some other things to that phone. But I do apologize if you left me a voicemail. I'm sorry. It's gone, and I call me back.
Which the number is
517-515-1945.
517-515-1945.
45. And I apologize, but I mean, it was very, very frustrating for me. And at the same time, I had an issue with my personal email and the password, so I couldn't get email either. I actually started to like stress out and have chest pains, and then I thought, this is ridiculous. You have a home phone, you can pick up and call anybody you need to call. You know?
Let's get to a call. Let's see if we can get to a call. Good morning. You're on the line with Ruth Goddard.
Hi. I wanted to talk about the HBO Max. Now, we have the UVerse 300 and we have HBO. So do we have HBO Max, or do we have to sign up and pay an additional charge for that?
I believe you said you have UVerse.
Yeah.
I believe if you have HBO, that you have access to HBO Max. If you go to your guide, it should have it should have in various places on the guide, channel guide. It should have it should be like a one-line advertisement for
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you mean. I don't know that I've seen the Max, but I will check that. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, I can do some further checking for you if you want to call me after the show. Well.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, I can always call in. I just thought, as long as you were here.
Yeah, no, I believe that if
through the whole system.
Yeah, if you have HBO, I believe you have HBO Max. That was my understanding.
Okay, well, I'll look on the guide for it then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now, I think you do have to register because it will require a password.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you will have to register, but I'm sure you can do all of that right on the TV.
Good morning. You are on the line with Ruth Goddard.
Hi, Ruth.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was wondering if you could tell me how to go about this. Our cable contract, it expired January 7th, and I called in December and tried to get it redone. They said, no, just call back January 7th. Well, I got my bill for December, $170, and we've been paying $152, which I think is too much. So I call, and nobody seems to know what I can do about it and how to get this lowered because, you know, senior citizen and all, you can't hardly afford that. And that basically is our entertainment, too. So I was wondering if you had any idea how to approach these people and get an answer to.
Usually when you call in, they would send you to what we call a retention specialist to see what are the current offers and what you qualify for. I'm sorry they did not do that for you in December. If you call me after, I have a call right after this for an hour. If you call me around noon and give me your information, I will send this over and have someone call you.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah.
All of the
appreciate that.
phone tree
we like
and everything
AT&T. We don't want to change to someone else, but at the prices they're quoting,
Yep.
Well,
I certainly can understand that.
AT&T, we have had this for a long, long time.
Right. Again, let me repeat the number that you can call Ruth at 517.
Yes.
515
19
45.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate the call. Thank you. 395-1450, 395-1450. And it looks like, the caller was an AT&T customer. So, hey, it's something that you guys got to take care of. But really, if somebody's not happy with Comcast, hey, we're here to help you. With AT&T.
It's like I said, we do have retention specialists that will work with customers to find out what's the best deal we can get for you right now, because our bundle offerings change. So let's get this customer connected with someone who can actually give her some help.
And that's the key. I mean, you're a provider. And you got to provide something, and customer service, or as one guy that just retired would say, customer no service. That was one of Clark Howard's favorite lines when he was still active. Clark retired at the beginning of the year, the consumer advocate. There's a few other things I want to touch base with you on, but we're really running short on time more than anything else. You touched upon this a little bit earlier. How big will the home security field be for AT&T, Comcast, and other providers? Because it looks as if over the last at least 3, 4, 5 years, it has become very much get your home secured. We can help you out and all that. It's almost like it's a brand new frontier for you guys.
Right. Well, and at one time we had our own security system and offered it. We do not have that anymore. But of course, with the wireless signal, you can go with any security company. You can buy your own system and monitor it when you're away from your home or in your home, on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad. And it's one of my adult sons has a Ring doorbell. And it always amazes me. I forget that he has it. And I pull into his driveway and he opens the front door before, while I'm still looking to gather myself and get out of the car. I'm like, how did you know I was here? Well, I saw it on Ring, So security, just like the rest of the Internet of Things, connecting your thermostat, your lights, controlling your lights so that if you're away from home, you can control your lights to come on at any given time without having to go through one of those manual timers. Even my Christmas lights outside this year, I had a remote control. So I didn't have to mess with a timer for what time they came on and went off. It's just going to grow. Of course, a lot of mornings, I will admit, I forgot to turn them off until about noon, but I figured I was just giving people a little Christmas cheer.
Speaking about alarms, looks like you got work to do, and so do we. Ruth Gaudard from AT&T, thank you very much for joining us this morning and this month for talking about telecommunications. Wish you and everybody at AT&T well over the next month. Let's do this again next month, shall we?
Yep. Everyone stay safe and have a good year.
Thank you very much, Ruth Gaudard of AT&T on 99.7 and 1450 WHTC.